Hey guys, it's been a while since my last tips and tricks video, so I've been able to put together a pretty nice list this time around. Now a while back I made a video with 16 tips and tricks, and then I made another follow-up video with 12 more, but this time we have 18 new tips and tricks that will make you a better player, and hopefully will allow you to win more games in the future. Now some of these might be ones that you already know, especially if you are an experienced player, but I'm going to bet that there's one on this list that you do not know, so make sure you stick around for all 18. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Number 1. Healing as a passenger. While driving in a vehicle as a passenger, you can actually heal yourself. Now to do this, the car needs to stay relatively stable and straight, but it is possible. So if you are damaged and are trying to heal while in the car, make sure to communicate to your driver that you want to keep it a little stable if you can, just so you can get that heal off in time before you get into the next fight. An extremely useful tip to use while running away from firefights like a coward. Number 2. Jump off of high roofs without taking damage. There are roofs of certain buildings that are very high, and jumping off them normally would kill you or damage you severely. Maybe there's a reason you need to jump off so quickly, or maybe you just hate taking the stairs, I don't know. Either way, this tip will help you get to the ground in a matter of seconds without taking damage. So there are big apartment buildings like the ones in Georgopol or Yasnaya that can be traversed in this way. While on the roof, if you go to the middle of the roof in the front of the building, you'll go ahead and vault onto the ledge. Then you'll want to aim your character directly onto the top of the entryway of the building. If you follow the steps just like my character does on the screen here, you will fall all the way down and you will be able to avoid taking any damage. Number 3. Exit the vehicle on the side that you need cover. Before stopping and jumping out of your car while approaching a firefight, you can press A to hop into the passenger seat so that when you exit the car, you actually exit the passenger side. If you just exit but the fire is coming from the driver's side, you're leaving yourself completely exposed. One quick press of the A button will allow you to remain in cover during your exit and take out the threat. Number 4. Stand on toilets and bathrooms to shoot out those high windows. In many of the bathrooms in the game, there are tiny little windows that you can normally not aim out of, but with the help of a toilet, you can get some nice shots off without being seen by your opponent and get that little angle that you wouldn't be able to get before. Go ahead and give it a try. Number 5. Get on roofs. If you're like me and you hate fighting in buildings or you hate battling with window frames where it just seems that you can't get your shots off, if you're frustrated that you can never quite get that perfect angle as well because of the walls and everything in your way, well, now you don't really have to worry because you can just hop on top of a roof. There are many roofs that you can get on naturally, whether it's climbing on something outside and then vaulting onto the roof, or driving your car up, jumping on the car, and then vaulting on the roof, or if you have to do something a little more tricky like the example I have here. Some of these can take some practice at first, but with the right jumps you can get up onto the roof with no problem. Once up there, you'll be able to get the jump on enemies who aren't suspecting any shots to come from that type of angle. There are lots of different ways to get on a building, so go ahead and try it out, get creative, and try and find that perfect angle. Number 6. You run faster in waist-high water while crouching. This is especially noticeable in Watertown, but in general, if you're in waist-high water, you actually run faster if you're crouched. This tip will save you a couple seconds while getting around in water, and those seconds can be the difference between life and death. While in this waist-high water, if you begin to sprint while standing, you will notice that you're not going very fast, but as soon as you hit the B button to start crouching and continue sprinting, it's clear to see that you have gained speed and you are moving faster while crouching. Number 7. Use smoke grenades to revive downed teammates. Now some players do this already, but a shocking number of players don't even think about it. There are times where I don't have smoke grenades in my inventory or I freak out and I don't quite remember when to use it, but using a smoke grenade to keep a downed teammate safe and even reviving him is very useful. It's really hard to shoot someone in smoke, so there's a good chance you'll be able to revive your teammate and get healed before the smoke runs out. Now keep in mind that it is possible to get shot while in the smoke, so there's no guarantee that you'll survive, but you definitely have a better chance of surviving if you are trying to revive your teammate in smoke. Number 8. Lob grenades underhand with the left trigger. After pulling right trigger to begin the grenade animation, you can press the left trigger to change your throwing angle. Doing this will allow you to lob the grenade underhand, which can help you aim your grenade over a wall or into a window with more precision. Now you don't have to hold the left trigger to do this, you just have to press it once to change the angle, and then press it again to change it back. Number 9. You can stop a vault on high walls and objects. While vaulting, it's possible to cancel your vault animation on certain walls or objects. You can do this to either fake out a player or save your life if you notice there's someone on the other side. At the last second, vaulting animations can be stopped just by pushing down on the left thumbstick. Vaulting animations can be dangerous, and once you vault, you're exposed without any way to defend yourself, so this might be an important tip that will help save your life. Number 10. Shoot off parts of doors to throw in grenades or reveal a player. Knowing how to manipulate them in your favor can help you surprise an unsuspecting player. If someone's hiding in a room, instead of just opening the door and exposing yourself, you can shoot a hole in it and toss in a nade, or you can even blow off the door completely to remove their cover. This isn't a tip that you'll use all the time, but it can come in handy. Number 11. You run faster without a weapon equipped. If you need to get somewhere as fast as possible, then put your weapons away by holding the Y button and sprint towards that destination. You'll need to do this when running to a car, or if you're just running to the zone when you're far out. This will allow you to arrive in the quickest way possible, as it'll shave seconds off of your time when getting from point A to point B. Number 12. Stick close to roads to find vehicles while running to the zone. Similar to tip number 11, getting somewhere in a hurry is necessary a lot of the times in PUBG matches. Now to do this, you'll need a vehicle most times, and to get that vehicle, try to stick close to roads. There's times where you're running to the zone where you might have to run through a completely open field, and that will be the fastest way to get there possible, but if you're very far away, you might be better off to just go around if there are roads in the area to try and find a vehicle. Unless you find a car in a garage, it's very likely that you're going to find vehicle spawns on roads. While you don't want to run directly in the middle of the road most times, be close enough to roads to try and spot a car when in need, and then you can go ahead and sprint to that car to get to the zone as soon as possible. Number 13. If your health is white, then you are not at 100%. It will turn gray when you are. Sometimes it's hard to tell if your friends are fully healed when you're playing in squads or duos, but knowing this tip makes it simple. When you're at 100% health, your health bar is gray. And when you're at less than 100%, your health bar is white. I've had many times where I've survived with just one health point, it seems, so this could be something that saves your life in a match. Number 14. Use the handbrake in the car. Many people might actually not know this, but you can use the Y button to pull the handbrake on your car. This will allow you to make tighter turns and angle your car before a fight. I don't use this too much myself, but if I need to make a quick turn, or if I need to angle my car a certain way, it's definitely useful, and it's faster than if I just push the left trigger button to stop. Number 15. Get into a car with your weapon ready to fight. Before jumping into a vehicle to drive away, make sure that you have your gun equipped, and make sure it is ready for a firefight when you stop. A lot of times before I jump in, I want to make sure my gun's on auto so that if I have to quickly stop and fight someone, I don't have to worry about whether my gun is ready for that close encounter. Your character will exit the vehicle exactly how you enter it, and so if you get in with your fist drawn and drive away without a weapon equipped, you're also going to exit the vehicle without one equipped. And instead of shooting bullets, you're going to be throwing fists at someone, and that's going to get you killed. It's a good rule of thumb in PUBG to always be prepared for a fight and always anticipate trouble at any moment. Number 16. Adjust zoom on 8x and 15x scopes. Much like adjusting the scope brightness while aiming down sights, like I said in my last tips and tricks video, you can adjust the zoom on the 8x and 15x scopes. While aiming down sights, you can press and hold the RB button and move the left thumbstick up and down to zoom in and out. This is a very useful tip to adjust scopes depending on the situation you find yourself in, and if you have an 8x scope, well, basically you have an 8x scope and a 4x scope, so you can use it how you see fit. Number 17. Drop items for your team while down. When down but not out, you probably feel useless, but there are still ways that you can help your team. When down, you can pull up your inventory and drop items for your team to use. You can drop ammo, guns, armor, health, basically anything. Not many think of this while they're playing the game, but it's very useful, and if you have a good team with good communication, it might just help you win that fight that you otherwise would have lost. Number 18. When finishing a down player, don't shoot the helmet or vest if you're in need of an upgrade. If you notice a player you recently have knocked has a helmet or a vest that is better than the one you have equipped, don't shoot the helmet or vest if you're in need of an upgrade. Obviously, you can really only do this if you have the time, but it can be a useful tip to salvage the enemy's loot when possible. It's the worst feeling when you think you're going to pick up an enemy's level 3 helmet, only to find that you destroyed it finishing the kill, so kind of aim carefully if you do have the time when finishing off a player. So that's it for this tips and tricks video. I hope you guys found all these tips and tricks useful, and hopefully you learned something you didn't already know. Like I said before, some of these are obvious, but PUBG is a game that you really never truly know everything about. If you found this video helpful in any way, go ahead and drop it a like, and maybe subscribe to the channel for more PUBG content. I like to do tips and tricks videos like this, guides, and I also cover a ton of patch content with the game on Xbox. So if that does interest you, maybe hit subscribe so that you can keep up on my content. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. My name's Boris, I hope you have a good rest of the day, but until next time, I'll see you later.